Hello everybody, it's Invader Zim here, and we are finally going to get around to starting our Romance of the Three Kingdoms Let's Play. I've really been looking forward to this, so let's, first before we get started, I want to show to you guys that you are definitely in here. I don't believe that I missed anybody. Here is everyone. We have 100 officers. 100 of those are subscribers. One of them is Goofith from Zoidberg's channel. You should definitely go check out Goofith. And the 102nd guy is Mr. T, because obviously you cannot have a free-for-all without Mr. T. I pity the fool who runs into him. I always wanted to say that. Alright, so let's start a new game. This is going to be really fun. Something to point out though is that this game starts out kind of slow, so at least give it a couple videos just a chance, because it takes a while for you guys, or for any people just in general who haven't seen or heard of the game, to catch on, and the game actually doesn't get extremely interesting until a little bit in. So stick with it for a couple videos, and then if you don't like it, then feel free to stop watching. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the Rise of Heroes. Dispatch everyone. Alright, and we are going to beat this guy. No one said anything about the settings, so I'm assuming they're all okay. Now, a video is going to pop up after this. It's basically like an intro, but unfortunately I cannot play it because my computer will crash if I let it play. So we're just going to skip that right now. It should play here in a second. Alright guys, we are back, and Wei Yan is explaining to us basically the gist of what's going on. So before we begin, please let me briefly explain the circumstances of our force. First of all, we do not currently have a strategist, so finding some good candidates is an urgent order of business. Currently, we do not have any rival force in particular. We do not currently have friendly relations with any particular force. You must remunerate the officers with gold. Revenue comes in monthly. You will also require food to maintain your armies, and this comes in every season. Be careful not to run into any shortages. The last force to remain standing on the continent will become the supreme ruler of the next generation. If you would like this conqueror to be yourself, it's time to begin strategizing. Please give us your orders. Alright, so here's our city. What a beautiful city, Changsha. So we can come over all over. Let's see here. Yeah, those are the buttons to move. We can also use the map up here, but we have all of these different cities. Basically, we're just going to stick with us for the moment, at least until they start sending out officers, because there's a lot to cover at the beginning to understand what's going on. So basically, you each have your own turn. As I said, it's kind of like a giant game of Risk, so this is our first turn. We can do all sorts of things, and the first thing that I want to show you guys is if we right click, we can come down here to own officers. We currently own 4 officers. They are employed by us. We have Wei Yan, Huang Zong, Han Xuan, and Han Hao. Now you can go to their abilities. Basically, Wei Yan and Huang Zong are really good fighters. They're some of the better fighters in the game, and they, for instance, Huang Zong has stronger bow tactics, so we want to send him out with archers, and Wei Yan has a chance of his attack occurring twice. Now, unfortunately, our leader, who is Hong Xang, I guess that's how you pronounce his name, is absolutely awful. He is terrible. His charisma is 1. How did he become a leader? I don't know. Maybe it'll tell us. Individual ties. Short-tempered prefect of Changsha accused his officer Huang Zong of treason for missing a chance to slay Guan Yu and sentenced him to death. However, he was killed by Wei Yan before he could carry out the execution. He seems pretty awful. Unfortunately, the leaders do play a role, so we may need to somehow find a way to appoint a new leader. That may come in a little bit. So with our first turn, basically, these little slots up here are where you can build buildings. You can't build them wherever you want. You can build certain things wherever you want, but these certain buildings you have to build on these slots. Go away. Alright, so we are going to go to City and Develop. Now we are going to tell Han Xao, this is where the the number of the ability that affects whatever you're doing is. So, for instance, whatever we're building, it takes political, and How has the most political ability. We're going to first off build a marketplace. We're going to build it up here, and marketplaces generate money. Each, I believe, month it generates a certain amount of money. And that was all of our AP action points. So we can only do that. We will get more AP later. So you can right click and click advance, and that goes through everybody's turn. It's your turn to act. So basically this up here got quite a bit of health. It looks like it got 257, so I would assume that it's going to complete next turn. And we're going to go ahead and make a farm next. We don't want all 3 guys. You can assign up to 3 people to work on one project, but we don't have enough people. If we had enough people, it would make it go faster if we did that, but we don't have enough people. So over here, we are going to make, let's see here, how do we want to do this? We're going to make a farm here. I will not let you down. That's good. Looks like we can make one other object, make another farm. Don't want us to starve the very first the very first month. That would be pretty sad. So we're going to build another farm, and we're out of AP again. Now, before we go any further, I think it's probably important to point out some of the more noteworthy opponents that we have. We have Liu Bei up here. Sometimes he's pretty rough. He's got tons of officers, all really high quality. We have Cao Cao over here. I think that's how you pronounce his name, and he has a ton of officers as well. Basically, there are three really good factions, and the third one is over here, Sun Jian. I think this was ruled by a family instead of one person. A lot of people died, and they had the sons and fathers to rule that. And so, we have those 3 to look out for. Of course, you never can tell. As I said, this is completely random, free-for-all. Anybody could come to power, but just generally those guys come out ahead quite often. Another guy to look out for is this guy, Yuan Shao. He's got some really good officers as well. Not as many as the other 3, but still way up there. And there are ones that are mediocre, but those 4, sometimes this guy will do well. Zhang Zhao, he's a little bit different. He has people who have magical powers. Maybe we can get one of those officers. That would be kind of cool. Over here is Lu Bu. Lu Bu doesn't have very many officers, but he is a monster. Officer in the late Han, remembered in the phrase, among men Lu Bu, among horses Red Hair. Red Hair was his horse. His acts of betrayal agitated the land, but he met a pitiful end when he, too, was betrayed. He has 100 war. Basically, you don't want to meet that guy on the battlefield. Also, it's nice to note that each individual officer can come across their own items. They can steal them from other people as well. So, for instance, Lu Bu has the Crescent Halberd and Red Hair, which is his horse. And they each do different things. So, who knows, maybe we can get some items as well. So those are just some of the more main factions that we want to keep an eye on. Let's see here. We are going to go ahead and end our turn. Soon, people are going to start sending out forces to start doing things. Maybe even attack soon. Looks like he did not finish. We can develop one more. This guy is going to take 100 days to build a farm just because he's that pathetic. Or a market. But we'll go ahead and send him. At least he'll be doing something useful. End our turn again. There's not really much, as I said. We're trying to develop an economy at the beginning. Got a marketplace done. Now, I suppose I should probably talk about all the different buildings. So you have the marketplace, which gives you money. You have the farm, which gives you food. You know, food, not only do you have to have it to keep your city alive, but whenever you send out battalions of troops, you have to send them with food. And if you want them to build things or do things, you have to send them out with money as well. Not only are these 2 things required for your city, but also for your battalions as well. In order to train up units or hire units, I think it's just you have to have a barracks. A smith lets you create spears and pikes and bows. Stables lets you breed horses. Now, the granary and the mint. Basically, the granary, whenever you let's talk about the mint first. They're both the same. Whenever you put it by a a marketplace, it makes that marketplace produce 1.5 times the amount of goods. So if you put it by 2 marketplaces, basically that would be like this being a third marketplace. But if you put it by 4 marketplaces, that would be acting like 2 marketplaces. Does that make sense? Probably not. I probably didn't explain that correctly. But basically, the more marketplaces that you have adjacent to it, the better it does. Alright, so that's everybody. We only have 4 officers to work with. I guess we should probably start noting on what exactly is going on with this guy. He's pretty close to us. And if he attacks us, we're going to have to worry about him and defending him. But if this guy, if he doesn't attack us, I think we're going to go on the offensive to Zhao Fan, because he only has 4 officers as well. I believe that we could take him. He doesn't seem that strong. Do we have any more officers left? No. We can only end our turn. But we may try and push out for the south guy, the guy to our south, because having 2 cities is always an extremely good idea, just in case one of the cities falls, because I mean, you know, if this city falls, we're pretty much done. Looks like nobody sent out any troops yet, I don't believe. No, not yet. This number right here is the number of troops that you have in your city, and this bar right here is your city's strength. So for instance, if somebody's attacking you with rams, they can actually destroy your city before you lose all your people. If they destroy your city, all the people inside of the city die, and they automatically capture any officers that you have in the city. So, do we have anything else we need to do? No? Alright, let's advance again. Alright, so... good, we got in with a farm. Sweet. 450 gold and 550 food lost. Alright, well, let's build... let's build a granary over here. Sure, why not? Why not? Why not? Build that there, I guess? That seems like a good idea. Alright, there's that. End our turn again. Excellent, construction has ended. Sweet. Whenever you do things, you get TP, which basically TP is like almost like experience points almost. Basically, you can pick up to level things that cost money in TP, and there are trees for each, like the spear tree, the pike tree, the bow tree, cavalry tree, all kinds of trees that are really, really cool. But unfortunately, one of the first things that we need to be worrying about is finding a strategist. So let's see if we can search. Basically, you search your city for undiscovered officers. So let's send Wei Yan and see if he will search. Maybe he can find anybody. There wasn't anybody I could approve. Great. Fantastic. We need to find some of the subs, because you guys are pretty stout. If we can get a couple of you guys on our side, I think we'll be doing better. All this is our stats. We have 0 prisoners in the city, 0 free officers in the city who we could employ if we could find any. We have 1 gold is equal to 5 food as our rate, only 4 officers. That tells our revenue and harvest every month, I believe, or week or something. We have 0 ships, towers, rams, and horses, 5,000 bows, 5,000 pikes. Will is, I'll talk about that later once we attack. 22,000 troops, that's not too bad. How much does this guy have down here? 36,000. I think he'd win if we had a battle. We're definitely gonna have to get on that. Alright, Wei Yan, you need to start building the barracks. We need to start pumping troops out as quickly as possible. Let's see. Silly mountain gets in my way. There we go, we'll build the barracks there. Alright, so is that everything that we can do? We can reward some people. Basically, you reward people so they don't leave. Desired officer, his loyalty is a 96. I'm gonna go ahead and reward him. It's only 100 gold, and we don't want to lose any of our officers. The lower their loyalty, the more likely they will leave and go to work for someone else, if they are asked by someone else. Yay! The development is finished on our mint. Sweet. Mints are twice as much health as the normal market. And since he's so good at that, I think we're going to send him to go make another market. We want lots of revenue coming in. and we want to set up a good economy before we try and take this guy ourselves. I don't think that he's going to be too much of a problem. He's got Smith up, looking to get a barracks up and a marketplace. He doesn't even have a economy going on at the moment. Of course, they do start out with a whole lot more everything than us, because we did... Oh, somebody else to reward. A whole lot more than everything else, because we started on the advanced setting. Alright. More health for all of these things. As I said, the beginning is pretty boring. It only gets exciting later, once the battles start to rage and different things. Council. You can hold a council for people to advise you what to do, get ideas from your officers, and you can appoint ranks. This is really confusing. I will try to explain it. In order to be able to appoint really high ranks, basically they have to have, I think, so many deeds. They have to have done so much for you, and you have to have so many cities. So we don't have enough cities to appoint anyone in the next rank. But you have to pay them more, and they can gain different things, like this command. That's how many troops they can command in their battalion. So if we could promote some people to officer, they could command 7,000 troops instead, maybe 5,000 or 6,000. And for instance, if you promote them to a negotiator or something, they'll gain +1 on their political skill. Really cool stuff. Alright, so I guess we're going to end our turn again. We don't really have anything else to do at the moment. We need to find some more officers. I'm sure there's about to be a lot of battles that break out. They're usually battles break out all at the same time. I guess the AI just decides, hey, we're all going to attack at once. And the whole world just falls into disorder. Now, inspections. Basically, if you inspect, you can bring up your order in the city. You want your order to be high for multiple reasons. Here, let's see. Let's find out all the reasons. Base command city required. Raises the city's order. Can only be executed once per city turn. High order results in increased gold and food and decreased chance that bandits will appear. In addition, the recruit command will be more effective. So, basically it makes everything better. I think, actually we need to build stuff. We're going to worry about that in a second. Onyx Swan can worry about that. He's pretty much useless anyway. Get our last marketplace up. I don't think we're going to build any more. And actually, Onyx Swan is going to build us a workshop. It's going to take him 100 days to do it, but he's going to do it just because we need to make a ram in order so we can kill the city over here. Alright, so... I think that's everything. End our turn. Oh, looks like some people have started to come out. Great. Fantastic. Is it our turn again? So, yeah, it's our turn. So basically, here's one person. That's how battalions work. You can send out battalions like almost like a game of chess, I guess. Not really. They can move some odd spaces depending on their movement, if they're horses and the terrain and all that.